Get in here. Come on. It's 8 p.m. Strengthen Your Soul is on. We got work to do. Get in here. As always, grab a drink. At 8:01, we're going to take a drink together, and we're going to tighten up our time frames a bit. We're going to be starting now more often around 8:01. We're going to take a drink together to start the night off. The goal of this series, as always, is to give you a really strong, really healthy soul and a vibrant spiritual life. So our timetable is always 8 p.m. We open up, 8:01 we take a drink, we get rolling by 8:02, and then at 8:10 we actually take an opportunity to put into practice what we've learned. And our hope is this. One of the compelling things about Jesus is this. He claimed, I have rest for your soul. So he said, everyone who's weary, everyone who's tired, come to me, and I'll give you rest. So we're going to put to practice what he said. And again, some of you are outside of faith or exploring faith, and that's great. And you're trying to figure out, is this for me? So anyways, grab a drink, get in here. We need you, waiting for you. And I gotta say, you're looking extra good tonight. I gotta say it. Tonight I'm having Fresca. It's sugar-free. It's amazing. They have not yet sponsored me, but when they do, I'll be sure to let you know. And let's go. We're going to start in 10 seconds. So get a drink, get in here, and let's get going. And here we go. Cheers. So let's talk about your soul. So we're continuing on with our series where we talk about how there's death by religion. Death by religion. And what I mean by that is this. Whenever Jesus spoke about religion, he never spoke about it positively. Actually, in the entirety of the New Testament, which catalogs the life of Jesus and how his followers lived afterwards, there is only one occasion where the word religion is used positively. And it's only used positively, in this case, it's in the book of James, and it says pure religion. So there's actually this caveat, like good religion is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress. So to look after the absolute least of these and the people with the least chance of having a successful life. And to keep oneself unstained by the world. To live a life where it's not actually falling apart at the seams because you've gotten into behaviors that destroy your own life and the lives of others. That's the only time religion is used in the positive with a caveat. Every other time throughout the New Testament and in the teaching of Jesus, religion is used in the negative. And so I talked to you yesterday a bit about my story, how it's going to sound so arrogant, and that's okay. That's sort of the point. When I was growing up, I grew up in a religious family, and I mean that in a good way. My parents actually started following Jesus in their adulthood in their 30s. And so I grew up going to church. But one of the things that happened to me, and I told you this yesterday, one of the things that happened to me is what I started to think of was this, that if you do all the right things, then you should get the life you desire. And we said, in effect, this makes you the power broker in the world. It makes you God. And so yesterday we talked about fear, how fear was a sign of religion. But today I want to talk to you about the second sign that you are dying through religion. So religion can come in two forms. And religion, I gotta clarify what I mean when I say the word religion. When I say religion, what I mean is this. Religion is your effort to be right. So in a Western context, you sort of have people who are more progressive and more conservative. So progressives and conservatives, they have a different view of what it looks like to be right. And again, to be right in the eyes of the world, of the universe, of life, of God. So conservatives, they're typically going to say they want to be moral, they want to be just, they want to be responsible. Progressives, they want to be inclusive, they want to be tolerant, and they want to be, I don't know, let's say creative. Or I'll put a line in here so it's clear to see. Hopefully my writing's not too small. I recognize it's probably a little bit small, so I apologize for that. So religion, when it's spoken of poorly, and it always is in the New Testament, unless it has a caveat, it's always spoken of poorly. Religion is your effort to be right with the world, your effort to be right with God. And so progressives, they go, I'm right in the world. I'm living right in the universe. God will accept me or love me because I've been really inclusive and really tolerant and really free and expressive. Conservatives go, I've been very responsible. I've been very just. I've been very moral. I've kept a good code. And here's why this will kill your soul. Because let's say you're successful at both. If you're successful at both, I'll give you a nice big pink check mark. If you're successful at both, what happens is this. An insidious, soul-crushing reality sneaks in. And it's a classic word. It's a word we all talk about. It's that word, pride. And so we've all seen conservatives who are religious, who go, I am right, I am good, I know the way, I know the truth, I know what's right, I know what's responsible, and I am better than other people. And religion always makes you proud if you're on the conservative mode. Progressives, on the other hand, they also too become proud. They go, I'm not bigoted like those other people. I'm not afraid of other cultures. I'm very tolerant. If people would just be more like me, and that is the first sign of pride. It's this: people should be more like me. If that's creeping in, you have become a religious person. Now, some of you might say, I don't have a faith. And I go, you can still be religious because remember, religion is an effort to be right or seen as right or good in the eyes of the world and of God. But Jesus said this, and I'll tell you why religion, when it shows up in pride, is terrible. Number one, it kills relationships. We've all met somebody who's really proud about all the good things they've done, whether it be inclusive, tolerance and expression, or morality, justice, and responsibility. We've all seen those people. Sometimes we've been those people who go, I'm better than others because. And what we see is this: it doesn't make them right. It makes them proud and egotistical and not humble. The other thing that happens is this: when you have religious pride, you begin to look at the other side, people who are unlike you, and you will begin to go, since I am good, they must be evil. So here's another sign that religious pride has crept into your life. You look at people who are different than you. Look at people who are different than you, and you say, those are the wrong kind of people. So you might be somebody who has no faith. You say you're perhaps an atheist, and you look at people of faith and you go, the world would be better if there was no religious people in it. Or conversely, you might be inside of faith, and if you look at an atheist and go, the world would be better if there was no atheists. You have become a proud religious person. And one of the things that Jesus taught more than anything is this: God always opposes the proud, but gives grace to the humble. That the heart of God is against those who go, I am the right one, I am the good one. And his heart is towards the person who goes, God, would you just accept me as I am? Like, help me to change, help me to deal with the worst parts of me. But I know I'm not everything I could be. And I know I'm not everything I should be. See, religion kills. It always leads to death because it makes you proud. It makes you look down on other people, at best, if you're living into it. And because of that, you can never have a true relationship with somebody that you're always looking down your nose on. You'll always feel like you're better than them. You'll always feel like you're helping them. You'll always feel superior to them. And your ability to connect and bond with someone that you feel superior to is almost zero. So, what do you do? What do you do if you have religious pride? And some of you are saying, I don't think I have any of this. And so that's going to lead us to our activity for tonight. We're going to ask a simple question. And we're going to ask this simple question. Here's the question. Oops. We. Sorry. Where do I feel better than others? Or who do I feel superior to? So these are just diagnostic questions. We're going to think and pray and ask Jesus or the universe, if you're not comfortable with Jesus. I want you to be comfortable with Jesus. Jesus hated religion. But I also know some of you, you're in a process. But good, where do I feel better than others? Or who do I feel superior to? You're going to stop and think and try to be honest and allow God, the Father of your soul, to speak to you. And then we're going to say this. I'm not better. I'm just loved. Actually, let's do I'm simply loved instead. And then, last but not least, give me love for. So, I'll run you through what this might look like. You might go, these are your diagnostic questions. So you go, God, where do I feel better than others? So I'll use one that, so I want you to think right now, pray God, where do I feel better than others? Where do I feel superior? Or who do I feel superior to? You can use either one. So for me, I have one. It's funny. It's funny. Pride is really sneaky. So for me, two areas. That came to mind. Fitness and finances. It's alliterated. Apparently, God speaks that way, and He really does speak to you. He's speaking to you. For me, in these areas, I just feel I've made a lot of progress in the past couple of years. And to my own shame, in some respects, I feel better than other people because of it. So I'm going to move to number 3 and go, Lord, God, I am not better because I'm getting in shape. And I'm not better because I've learned to save. I receive that I'm simply loved. So you can follow suit. The area where pride or the person you feel superior to, you just go, yeah, God, you oppose the proud, and I've been proud. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. Forgive me. And then, number 4, give me love for. So for me, and I just think about it, the out of shape. And the poor. I actually love the poor. So I'm going to put a caveat. One of the things that God has helped me become is somebody who cares about the poor who have done everything they can but have no chance. However, there are those who have been irresponsible. So God, would you help me to have love for those who are poor by their own bad decisions? And forgive me, God. I've been proud. Now, I want to give you one little thought because some of you go, I don't know if I buy into all this. If you're sitting there, I'm going to be defensive here for a second, okay? Totally defensive. I might offend you. If you just judged me, if you just said, I can't believe Kyle deals with this stuff, then what you need to know is this: part of strengthening your soul is being able to be humble and go, still got issues. I'm working through stuff. And religious pride, the idea of making yourself right through what you do and how you think, is common to every human being, whether they're inside of faith or outside of faith. And the only way out of this toxic religiosity is to admit that you need help. And that's all we're doing. So, with that being said, we'll probably do a little bit more on this. Maybe not, we'll see. But on how there is always death by religion. But with that being said, I hope your soul is getting strong. I hope you're experiencing a deeper connection with God. If you want, please like, comment, share, or subscribe. We're now on YouTube. Also, some of you have been messaging in with suggested topics. Super helpful. Please do that. It really helps me help us all. And I learn a ton whenever I do one of these. So with that being said, have a great night and God bless you.